The 2014 BMW 3 Series Wagon is everything you'd expect a BMW to be, but less. The 328i xDrive Sport Wagon was $48,000 as tested. It did not have heated seats, something that's just a gimme on cars that are 20 grand less. It did, however, have a button that electronically adjusts the width of the bucket seat. Now, I'm sure that wasn't cheap, and it would be really useful if I weighed maybe 100 pounds less and was about 2 feet shorter, but I'd rather go for the bun warmer. The 3 Series Wagon has an electric liftgate, which is nice, but not essential in a car this small. It does, however, lack a backup camera. Now, that's something that will probably be mandated by the federal government in the very near future. It's not that big or tall a car, and the large glass tailgate does give good rearward visibility, but the lack of a backup camera would make me feel like I was buying a less than up-to-date car. It has a big screen in the center stack right under the windshield, and it lets you see what you're doing with the iDrive controller. It's a great place for the navigation system, but again, you guessed it, no nav. While I'm sure many people are using their smartphone for navigation, I'm not sure what happens when a police officer sees you doing that in a state where it's illegal to hold your phone and drive. New York just passed a new tough anti-texting law, which not only gives you a hefty fine if you're caught texting and driving, you'll also get points on your license. Good luck telling the NYPD that you are using Google Maps and not texting. Another reason to get navigation is that the built-in navigation is always charged. Your phone, well, Speaking of charging your phone, BMW was a leader in iPod and iPhone integration. It seems, however, that they've fallen victim to the burden of being first. Their phone integration technology is kind of clunky for 2014. There's a special cord that comes with the car. It's now in the center console, but the cord is so short, you kind of have to leave your phone inside the console when you're charging it or using it to play back music or an audiobook. Now, that's a great idea in theory to cut down on distracted driving. In practice, however, it may just lead to a lot of people leaving their phone in the car when they get out or forgetting to plug it in to charge when they get in. I had to restart the system several times during my week with the BMW. The BMW center lock button may be inconvenient if you valet park a lot. I wanted to put things in the trunk or open the passenger door when the valet brought the car up, but only the driver's door was unlocked. Trying to lean into the BMW while carrying a child seat and a briefcase is not ideal. The 3 Series has a smart key, but it does not have standard comfort access, meaning you still have to find the fob in your pocket or purse and push on it to get the doors to unlock. The automatically dimming rearview mirror didn't seem to dim quite enough to cut the glare of cars using their low beams around me on the parkway. I often angled the mirror away from me to stop my pupils from contracting while driving at night. All this said, it's a wonderful car. There's nothing on the road like a BMW 3 Series. Everyone tries, no one ever comes close. The 3 Series handled everything like a champ, from supremely comfortable highway cruising to confident carving of the curves. The dial-a-ride system, which allows you to go from comfort to sport to eco, has been perfected by BMW. The auto stop start is better on the new 3 Series than it was on the big 7 Series I recently drove. I didn't have that momentary panic when I wanted to turn the steering wheel, but the engine was taking a cat nap at the stoplight. I did, however, notice that the headlights would get brighter every time the engine fired back up. It was noticeable enough that I was concerned that the cop in front of me thought I was flashing my lights at him every time the light turned green on a long avenue. The panoramic moonroof helped me understand why an engineer from another car company was trying to convince me that convertibles had become niche cars. He told me that a lot of young buyers have no interest in ragtops at all, in part because of the availability of the automotive version of a glass-bottom boat, kind of inverted. The color of the wagon was beautiful. It's a shade that BMW calls estuarial blue. The interior was black leather. The steering wheel was swaddled in a glove-soft leather that made me wish I could transfer it to the rest of my review cars for the rest of the year. The BMW 328i xDrive Sports Wagon got 22 miles to the gallon in the city and 33 on the highway. The BMW Wagon gets you from 0 to 60 in 6 seconds flat. making it a no-compromise vehicle. Well, if you add seat heaters, navigation, and the proximity key, I guess. The base price for the 2014 BMW 328i xDrive Wagon is $41,450. Options on our test car included dynamic handling, automatic transmission, and M Sport trim. The total price as tested for the 2014 BMW 328i xDrive Sports Wagon was $48,375. I'm Grant Winter reporting for Real World Test Drive.